So 6 of the things that I've learned after 8 years of selling on Teachers Pay Teachers and 2 stores later. If you're new here, I've been selling on Teachers Pay Teachers since the summer of 2016, but this year in 2024, May of 2024, I started a second TPT store, and I have learned a lot over the years of selling on 2 stores. Number one thing that I've learned is that anyone can do this, and I mean anyone. If you're a homeschool mom, you're a teacher's aide, you are a former teacher or a Sunday school teacher, you can. I think sometimes people feel like it's a space that's only for teachers. And if you are a homeschool mom, like maybe that doesn't count, or if you teach Sunday school, but seriously, anyone can do this. Whether you create clip art, fonts, decor, anything like classroom decor, anything like that, you can absolutely sell on TPT and you can make money doing it. Trust me when I say that if I can do it, anyone can do it. And I've done it now successfully twice. So anyone can do this. The second thing is the return on a time investment in the beginning is low, but in the end, it's really high. The amount of money that I make on my store that's been around since 2016 is grossly disproportionate to the amount of time that I spend on it. I mean, I basically write emails for that store, and I also have some writers who help me create resources for that store, but for the most part, my time investment on that is very, very low, and I definitely out-earn my teaching salary, my old teaching salary, but in the beginning, it wasn't that way, and the way that it is right now with my new TPT store, it's not that way. The amount of time that I spend writing emails, blogging, all of the things, creating resources, all of that stuff, the return on my time investment is like below minimum wage. Do you know what I mean? So like there's a lot of time and energy that goes into it on the front end, but you should anyway. If you do it right, you reap the benefits on the back end where you're making the money and you're not really having to spend a lot of time on the business. So definitely an investment in the front end, but you get a good return on the back end. Number 3 is that starting a TPT store can lead to a lot of different business opportunities. And this is something that even if you had told me in the very beginning, it's not that I wouldn't have believed you, I just wouldn't have thought that it would have happened to me because my goals were really, really small. But as time went on and I started to learn a lot about selling digital products on TPT, you really are able to take that knowledge and expertise, and I'm not going to say easily, but more easily extend out and expand out into different directions. And that has been one of the most lucrative things for me and for my business is expanding out. And so knowing and understanding that, I think you kind of feel like there's a ceiling or a cap on how much money you can make with selling these resources and what's going to happen if TPT goes away or, all of the what ifs. But just understanding that there's a lot more stability than you might think in the industry as a whole can be really comforting to know, because once you start creating and selling and marketing digital products to sell on Teachers Pay Teachers, it's a much smoother transition into creating other digital products or selling those same products elsewhere. At this point, I have over 10 different income streams, and I had no idea when I first started that that was even something that was a possibility. And it all just kind of started with TPT. So it can lead to many other business opportunities. Number 4, if you don't invest money, you are going to have to invest more time. You have some choices when you first start out. You can create TPT resources, you can create TPT products without spending any money. You can create them with spending just a little bit of money, or you can really invest a significant amount of money into growing your business. When I started my first store in 2016, I didn't have a lot of money to invest. And honestly, I was really leery of doing that because I didn't know if it was going to go anywhere. I didn't know if I was going to make any sales off of it. And I was just kind of doing it for fun, just to kind of make a little bit of extra money. So I didn't spend a lot of money at all. I think I maybe spent $18 to create my first couple of resources. So not much at all. I didn't even have to spend that. I think I just had to spend $8 for PowerPoint, and the $10 was for some sort of stock photo that I purchased to put on a cover, and I didn't even need to have that. So you can spend as much or as little money creating resources as you want to, but now I actually invest, a few $100s a month in Facebook ads to grow my email list so that I can move things forward a little bit faster. You don't have to do that, but it will cost you time. So I choose to use Facebook ads because it saves me a lot more time than working with other sellers in my niche to network and to collaborate, to do collaborative events, to grow my email list. And I just don't, as much as I would really love to do that right now, I just don't have the time to invest. So I invest the money. And you can do either one, whichever one works best for you. You can invest some money, you can invest more time. It doesn't matter. But there are some things that you can do if you are investing money in your business. You might be able to write off. So talk to your tax expert. Don't take my word for it. But like, for example, I'm a homeschool mom. I homeschool my daughter. She's in preschool. I create preschool resources and I blog about different preschool things. And one of the things that I blog about are book finds, seasonal book finds. And I am able to write off the books that I purchase to like look through to find some good fall items or to find some good seasonal books to recommend to my audience. I'm able to write those off. And because I do that, like I have to let the toddler or yet let my preschooler test those books out. So I read them with her and we test them out together to see which books are good ones, which ones are going to make the cut, which ones are going to be in the recommendation list. And I'm able to write off the cost of those books. And so like I'm looking at a stack of over a dozen fall books that are sitting on my desk right now for my preschooler. She gets to test out and get exposed to a lot of books that I wouldn't ordinarily purchase. But because I'm purchasing them for the business, I'm able to do more for her, write them off as a business expense. And so while it is a cost, it's something that I'm able to write off. There are a lot of other things that I'm able to write off as well in terms of school supplies because I use them for staging. I take pictures of her while she's working sometimes, not all the time, but every now and then I do. And so when I'm doing that, like those are all tools inside of my business. And so I'm able to write off some of those things as well. So there are some things that you can do if you are investing money on the front end that you can write off and it can still be a benefit to your family, like the examples that I just gave. Number 5, you can make as much money or as little money as you want. So right now with my new TPT business, I'm only making around $50 a week, which I'm really happy with. I could stop there. I could create a few more resources and kind of stop there and make a little bit of hobby money and keep it as a hobby because I honestly don't put a lot of time into that. My focus is primarily on the other businesses that I have, on my membership for teacher authors and things like that. That's where my primary focus is. So I could stop and just be like, you know what? I'm just going to keep this kind of hobby money and make a few $100s a month and be really happy with that. Or I can say, I'm going to scale this and I'm going to make, multiple 5 figures a year, or even try to scale this to a 6-figure business on TPT. That's not currently my plan. My plan currently is to get it to where it's a 5-figure business and it's something that I'm able to do as sort of like hobby, but a worth it kind of hobby. You know what I mean? Because I want to be able to create resources for my kids that meet their specific needs as I'm homeschooling. And so this is a way for me to be able to do that, justify the time, justify the expense as I'm paying other people to help me create these resources for my child. And so I don't need for this to be a full-on business, but it could be. So you get to decide how much time, how much energy, how much effort you want to put into it and how much money you want to make. So there's really no ceiling. You can make as much or as little as you want, which is really nice because it doesn't have to be a full-time job. It doesn't have to be something that takes up all of your time and sucks up all your weekends. Like it doesn't have to be that. You can stick to hobby money, fun money, and things like that. So you can have different goals for your business. Finally, email marketing. After 8 years of doing all the marketing, I've done Instagram marketing, I've done Facebook ads, I've done text message marketing, I've done all kinds of marketing. Email marketing is still the GOAT. Like it's still the greatest of all time. It's still going to give you probably the number 1 return on your investment. I love email marketing. I love how hands-off it is. I love how I don't have to show up and have makeup on my face every day. I love how I don't have to show my face aside from the pretty picture that was taken, 5 or 6 years ago. I can show up, I can build relationships with people, I can sell my resources and be a benefit to my audience and make money with email marketing, and it's very, very low maintenance. So email marketing, after 8 years doing all the things, still number one, 1,000%. Although I will say SMS or text marketing and Facebook ads are a really close second. The only thing that I don't like about those and why email is better, I think, is the low cost investment. You can do email marketing for free or near free, but SMS marketing and Facebook ads, they're both kind of a pretty significant investment up front, although I do find that I make my money back over time, or with SMS marketing almost immediately a lot of the time. But email marketing, still number one. So if you are new to TPT, selling on TPT, or you've been selling on TPT for a while and you're still not tapped into email marketing, it's your sign. I'm telling you right now, get on it, because it's not going anywhere anytime soon. And it definitely brings me the greatest return on my investment by far. All right, so that's 6 things that I've learned after 8 years of selling on TPT. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and hit the subscribe button. I put out weekly content for new and established TPT sellers to help you either start or grow your TPT business. And I'm going to see you guys right back here in the next video.